guys, welcome back to another episode of Cop Tool. I'm Zach, and today with me is Neil. Neil, thanks so much for joining me today.
No problem.
All right, so we have this pallet. What are we working on today?
Yeah, so we're standing in front of our shop doors here that we just hung up, and they're looking a little plain, so we're thinking about dressing them up with some of these pallets here.
Okay, so for the folks who don't have access to pallets, where could somebody find a pallet from?
They're actually pretty easy to get a hold of. You can pretty much go to any local business, and they'll just hand them to you free of charge most of the time.
Okay, so let's say once we get a pallet, what's the next step? What do you recommend?
So first of all, if you're hanging pallet wood, you generally want to have a dark background because this wood isn't perfect. There's going to be a lot of gaps, so you want those to be as little noticeable as possible.
Okay, so we'll paint the doors, and then once we paint the doors, what's the next step?
Then we'll start tearing these pallets apart, and generally you'll do that with a reciprocating saw to get all your boards off here, and then we're going to probably use a miter saw to cut our angles.
Okay, and what type of configuration were you thinking about doing?
We're thinking about doing a diagonal herringbone design here. You can hang them horizontal or vertical if you want to, whatever you really want to do.
Okay, sounds good. Let's get started. So here's the finished product. We have all our planks glued down. We have a cut. I think it looks fantastic. You know, kind of walk me through the process and how we came to this.
So really it was just kind of a trial and error. We just start at the top here, and then from there you kind of just have to mark and cut. And then once you get down like to this cross point here, it was a lot easier to just find a good stencil one to just use as a template kind of. And then we just mark and cut, went all the way down. Yeah. Really just a trial and error. If you get one too big, just cut it a little more and put it in there.
All right. How did you ensure that each plank was the same width? What kind of tool did you use for that?
I put all these through the table saw first to make sure. We just made them all 3 inches wide.
And what about the 45s? I mean, did you use a table saw for that as well, or did you use a miter saw, or what?
So some of these started out with the miter. Some of these smaller ones were a little easier with the miter, but majority of these were done with the table saw, the 45s.
All right, Neil, let's talk about the configuration. I know we originally talked about doing a herringbone configuration, but we kind of changed a little bit. Maybe walk me through the process and why we changed it and how you did it.
Sure. So once we got going off the top here, started noticing some of our pallet boards were coming up short. We were going to go all the way to the edge here, but the way we cut up our pallets, they all came to be about like this long or so. So we had to drop a new one and came up with this design here. That's pretty cool. For those of you building at home, we generally provide blueprints for our projects, but when you're building with pallets, it really just comes to trial and error. And there's a ton of ideas online you can use for templates as well.
And don't forget to check out our latest reset video where we compare different models and we use to cut the pallet boards behind us. And of course, that's only half the story. For the full story, visit us at coptool.com. Neil, thanks for your help today.
Yeah, no problem.
Appreciate your time. Folks, we'll see you next time.